Everyone is talking about AI, but let's cut through the hype for a second. There's a really tough question that a lot of businesses are wrestling with. How do you actually get real, measurable value out of it? Well, we're going to dive into that because it turns out there's one group that has a surprisingly disciplined and frankly, brilliant playbook for doing exactly that. Okay, so first, let's just get a reality check. Check this out. Recent surveys of big companies paint a pretty stark picture. Only a tiny 10% of tech leaders are reporting a significant return on their Gen AI investments. Just 11% see moderate returns. And that leaves, a whopping 79% seeing either no results or disappointing ones. So clearly, just throwing money at AI and hoping for the best, it's not a strategy. So you gotta ask, if almost 80% of companies are struggling, who is actually cracking this code? The answer? Well, it might surprise you. It's an industry that's known for being laser-focused on one thing, financial results. We're talking about private equity. And this is where private equity firms, or PE firms, give us a really unique window into this problem. I mean, their entire business model is built on creating value in a very short, very fixed amount of time. They don't have the luxury of doing these long-term science projects. Nope, they need results and they need them fast. And that pressure, it forces an incredible amount of discipline. This right here is the heart of it. The PE model is fundamentally buy to sell. They buy a company with the explicit goal of making it better, more profitable, so they can sell it for a big return, usually in just 5 to 7 years. That short timeline is everything. It forces them to ignore the fluff and focus only on stuff, including AI projects that will create real, measurable value before they have to sell. So how does that buy-to-sell mindset actually turn into a playbook we can learn from? Well, it all starts with phase 1, the preparation. And here's the absolute crucial point. This work doesn't start on day 1 of owning a company. It begins way, way before the deal is even signed. In this prep phase, they're really focused on 2 big things. First, they lock in commitment from the top and get the right people on the bus. And what's really interesting is they've found the best leaders for this aren't always pure data scientists. They're often operating partners who get the business side of things. And second, and this is absolutely vital, they do a deep assessment called AI diligence. So what the heck is AI diligence? Think of it like a full-on investigation into a company's AI potential before they even write the check. They look at everything, the risks, the opportunities, the data, the competitive landscape. This whole process lets them literally underwrite or guarantee, in a sense, the future value they expect to get from AI right from the very start. And this quote from Corey Eves at Baypine just nails it. He says doing this homework upfront significantly increases the likelihood of successful implementation. It's all about replacing wishful thinking with a cold, hard, data-driven strategy. It's the difference between buying a company and hoping AI will work, and buying a company because you know exactly how it's going to create value. Okay, so all that prep work is done, the deal's closed, now what? Now we get to phase 2, the implementation. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's where the PE firm and the company's management team roll up their sleeves and turn all that potential they found into actual bottom-line profit. And they don't just guess. They use practical tools, like this framework called DANCE, to systematically hunt for high-value projects. It's a really simple way to structure your thinking, especially for Gen AI. Can we discover new insights, automate annoying processes, create novel products, customize solutions, or enhance performance? It's a simple, powerful checklist to find the gold. Now, here's a super interesting insight that kept coming up from these PE leaders. While generative AI gets all the hype, they often find that good old, boring, analytical AI, the kind that just uses your existing data to find your best customers or spot sales opportunities, that stuff can often create value way faster and with more certainty. The lesson? Don't get so distracted by the shiny new toy that you miss the sure thing. And here's another great piece of practical advice, this time about data. We all hear data quality is key, right? But these firms are incredibly pragmatic. Their advice? Avoid the temptation to boil the ocean. I love that. Instead of a massive project to clean up all your data at once, just be selective. Focus only on cleaning the data you need for your absolute highest priority AI projects. It's a surgical strike, not a world war. So what does this all mean for the rest of us? Well, here's the best part. You don't need to be a multi-billion-dollar PE firm to use these ideas. Not at all. Any company, Any size can steal this playbook and adopt this disciplined mindset to get real value from AI. So let's boil it down. What are the key takeaways here? First, you have to see your data as a strategic asset right from the beginning. Second, always start with a clear business problem, not a cool technology. Ask, will this make the company more valuable? That focus forces you to prioritize. And finally, and this is probably the most important thing, none of it works without a data-first culture that starts at the top. You've got to get that management buy-in before you even begin. And I want to leave you with this final thought from Sajjad Jaffer of Growth Curve Capital. He says, we're at a carpe diem, a seize the day moment. Think about it. Your company's data is like this huge item that isn't even on your balance sheet. It can be a massive hidden asset, just waiting to create enormous value. Or it can be a hidden liability if your competitors figure out how to use their data first. So the question is, which one will it be for you?